here. I love it. How would I do this? Damn it!
As they have a conversation, welcome everyone to the SVK Media Network show. Yes, we have Foodies in Cars. I'm just watching my phone light up here. This should be a good one. I'm gonna introduce you our co-host Chef Jeannette, and she can introduce our amazing guest here. This should be good. I'm actually kind of curious how this is going to turn out, but welcome, Chef Jeannette.
It's going to turn out as it always turns out, Jay. It turns out awesome. What are we talking about?
Yeah, well, we're going to talk a lot of stuff, but can you introduce your kidnapped chefs?
I can. I literally just kidnapped them, so it's actually good. So I have executive chef Adrian beside me in the front seat here. Adrian and I have never met until today, so this is Adrian's first experience with me, so I'm hoping to be unforgettable.
He looks so excited. He looks so excited.
Literally, we kidnapped him. Yes. And Gord, for the first time ever, we have a second guest. Gord is director of culinary for SIRCorp, and he is in the back seat joining us. And Gord and I have known each other for too many years.
Too many years?
Yes, we have blurred the lines along the way in terms of where we knew each other, but we've got it figured out. Gord's remembers it all now.
I think so.
Yes. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I love it when I reach out and say, "Hey, do you want to join me?" And Gord, like, no questions asked. Yes, I'm in. Let's go. So it was great.
Then you're like, just come to my car and check out this new product. Sit in the seat here. Just sit here for a minute, and then you take hop in.
Drive.
Yeah, just gonna be on a show. Awesome. Well, there's a few things we want to talk about before we get into some culinary expertise in a passenger seat, which I always laugh at. But let's talk a little about what I don't know if we're going to throw this out to Adrian or to Chef Gord. Is you guys are dealing with inflation? You guys heard about this inflation thing?
Heard about it.
Yeah, have you guys heard about it?
Yeah.
What is from your perspectives? We always like talking about it, and we always want to, try to see if there's some positive with it. How are you guys dealing with it in with the restaurants you guys take care of?
I mean,
who wants to jump on that? Yes.
Exactly.
Who wants to take that one on?
I mean, for what we've been doing so far, it's a lot of kind of managing the cost of menu items to the cost that obviously we're serving to guests on the menu itself, and then if we have to, making what tweaks we need to adjust the menus. Obviously, we're not trying to raise our prices too much. That's too much for our guests, but we've got to find a balance based on what we get. And sometimes we've got to make adjustments to that. But I mean, it's a tough time. It's a thing we're constantly working on. That's for sure.
Is it? Do you do it like daily? Like, is it like almost daily, Chef? Or
not
weekly?
Daily,
like
maybe quarterly.
Okay.
Like quarterly a year kind of thing for sure. Yeah, we definitely look at that.
Yeah, it's always an opportunity when we have a menu change or features. It's always an opportunity to look at different things that we haven't tried out before. Offcuts, different things that we never looked at. Basically, it's kind of another challenge. That's I say we start serving more air. Just make air look a little bit more interesting.
Air with water.
Get really creative with plateware.
Yeah. Are you finding guests, like really looking for a lot of value nowadays because they're dining out less because this inflation thing?
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely a value thing. I think for us, it's more of what is our items. Like we have this whole thing where we kind of assessed all of our menu items and looking at what the value is on each one and if it's according to the dishes. So yeah, we're looking at that ourselves based on sort of our menu, and also since realistically the last couple of years, I mean, we hadn't done something like that in a bit because of whole kind of in and out of lockdown. So we're looking at that now, like entire menus for us, what that looks like for value as it is with the recipe, and if we need to change anything.
Yeah, when it comes to value, though, it's not always a quantity choice we always make, but more of a quality choice. So whatever they're going to eat, we got to make sure that it's been better than it was previous.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
You won't cut short. You
Yeah.
won't cut it short. Yeah, you won't make it less like a lesser quality for the sake of money. You'll find a better solution.
Yeah,
Yes.
it might be, instead of 12 ounces, it might be 8 ounces. You know what I mean? So we look at that, but trying to keep the quality.
Or it's an 8 ounce. It's a better cut 8 ounce, but still works. Right.
Right.
So because we have heard a lot of restaurants were, going for lesser quality, and that's something you guys wouldn't recommend, I would assume.
No, not at all.
They're trading down is what I've been hearing a lot of our shows.
Yeah, well, I hope they don't trade down in guests, and that's our point. Like, we don't want to get cheaper in one way and lose the guests that have been drawn towards us and we've kept for so long.
People don't keep coming back if they have the lesser experience, right?
Yeah.
That's the one thing. The SIRCorp's always been about the experience. And that's never changed, even though I've been out of it for so many years. That's never changed. And it's always about leaving the impression, and that same impression that wants them to come back.
Yeah, and I think it's you guys kind of wrote that guest experience with all the different restaurant types you have. You guys wrote it. I do believe, because I have been in, I think, most of your locations and really experienced that. Like you said, that experience is through the roof with what you guys produce. So very cool. So go ahead, Jeannette.
I was just going to say, it's just an interesting. When I first was interviewed with SIRCorp many years ago, I was asked what was
there internet? Was there internet?
There was internet. Yes, because I was only 14. No,
Did you mail in your resume?
Carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon. I like it. Yes. Wow. Sorry. Anyway. I was asked this question, and I'm curious what you all say. 3 things. Which one is most important? Food, experience, or atmosphere?
Oh, wow.
Ooh, good question.
Sure.
I will never forget that question.
Oh, yeah. And what was your answer?
Well,
I was gonna say, you can't just hang it out like
I
that.
don't know if you're gonna get 3.
I think you get different answers from everybody, but my answer was the experience, because if the experience you have and how you handle a good or a bad experience ultimately will drive someone to come back, right? So and really the atmosphere and the food are part of the experience. And I think it's probably what got me the job way back then, because I got it from a guest experience, what you guys were looking for, right? I don't think that's ever changed.
No.
So anyway, didn't mean to derail you there, Jay.
No,
Carry on.
no, those are great questions. No, they're great. So the other thing that comes a lot of our shows that we've been doing, and is managing the challenge on costs, like over proportioning theft. Have you guys been really hampering down on that? Because you guys have probably wrote the book on also portioning and controlling everything in the back of the house. Have you guys seen anything different lately because of the cost?
I mean, I don't know if hampering down is the word. We've always just had a process.
Yeah.
And, continuing that process and believing in that based on where things are has helped us. So, like, if we've always been, keen on portioning things and making sure they're not just to the value, but what they should be to the recipe, we just carry that process everywhere, and then it continues. So it's not really hampering down, just continue doing what we do right. And we need to.
You've kind of proven, if nothing else, probably that as we go over multiple speed bumps, by the way,
exactly.
shows the wrong area. I think you've proven throughout all of this, and with the inflation right now, that all of the portioning and all of that controls and processes you've had in place for so many years have proven to be successful.
Yeah, but I think the primary reason why we do it is for consistency for our customers. And our guests and training our people. So consistency trumps all, basically.
Yeah.
Very cool. So I have a question here, and I can't believe you threw this up on the list, Jeannette. This is a tough one. I want to watch both chefs' eyes. How is the plastic ban impacted your restaurants, or is it, or are you guys working on that? Good question, Jeannette.
It definitely has. So we're about a couple of weeks to about a month in. It's the beginning of the year almost. To shifting over to a whole, almost like a menu recipe change to every item to being these craft, biodegradable or recyclable items. So it's been a big change because we not only to make the change, but also what dishes fit in these, because for the last 2-3 years, especially with how much takeout we've been doing, we're so accustomed to this dish goes in this container. So it was a change we need to make, but we know it's for the better. We know what the good comes out of this for, and it's just an adjustment. But it's been literally 3.5 weeks since we've made that adjustment. So
Wow. So a long process. Will this take you a little more like a lot longer, like a few more months, or is it almost done, Chef?
I think it will be through it soon, like in the next week or so. A lot of it is also because of timing. Like some restaurants have higher volume than others, so realistically, what they've depleted, we have to deplete sort of what we have, and not getting any more. But the changeover hasn't been like a blanket. It's like these restaurants are on these new craft biodegradable containers, then these ones, and then these ones based on sort of the volume. And then I think now we're all on this, and I think within a couple of weeks we'll be pretty consistent as far as what we're doing and how we do it.
I think you're further ahead than many in that case, but I don't think people realize how much is that impacting your costs,
A lot.
Yeah.
right?
Is it? You guys feeling it?
Well, yeah, we talk about it. You know what I mean? And so anytime you do a promotion or like an Uber promotion or something, that you gotta weigh out, is this beneficial to our costs? I mean, it's driving sales, but it's also driving costs that it never showed up as much. But all of COVID's been about driving up takeout packaging costs and stuff. So it's just been an adjustment, and this is just another adjustment.
We roll with it. Organized chaos, right, Gord? Exactly. Organized chaos.
Do you still? Is there still a big demand for takeout in your locations?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Absolutely, there is. Yes. Especially since we obviously have a lot of guests, coming through without any restrictions, but there's still quite a few people, especially on a busy night like tonight, that they prefer to eat at home. So they're ordering, our dishes for takeout and prefer to eat at home and whatnot, which still happens. Big events like this, Friday, Saturdays, takeout's still huge.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the positive things that came from COVID was, hey, look you can use our restaurants for takeout. And I think it became something that a lot more people became heavy users on. So.
Became comfortable with, right?
Yeah.
It became much more of a norm, right, than it wasn't before. What kind of percentage is takeout of your business now compared to what COVID was? Sorry, that was the hard question.
Well, now you're throwing math questions at him, Jeannette. Jeez.
20%. Food wise, I'd say 20%.
Wow.
20%.
Okay.
I can speak for my family. I know that they take out I don't know if I planned it this way, but they take out more than ever now. Keeping those restaurants busy, I guess.
Well, I know we support the cause at home too, so I'm not going to judge you for that one.
I'm embarrassed. You guys see all the takeout packaging.
We're all in chef's jackets and we're doing we're supporting the cause, Gord. We're not being lazy. We're not being lazy. We're supporting the cause.
It's another way
awesome.
I can check out my competition.
Yes. Incognito style.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, Jeannette,
Excellent.
this is one of my favorite parts of the Foodies in Cars segment. Is what are we cooking up today? I just giggle every time.
It's not. Here we go. Let's get through this first. Here we go.
Okay.
So it's time, is it? It's time.
It's time.
So it's time.
Gord's look.
So everyone travels with cutting boards on their dash, right? Adrian, you get the one my daughter made, just so you know. So Adrian, in the glove compartment, you'll find some tools. And some flatbreads. So we're gonna make some dessert flatbreads today. So you've each got a bag. You don't need a ton of tools with this one. So you have a bit of a spatula there, a kitchen towel, a flatbread. You got an extra flatbread there, so you only need to make one, Adrian. And then in the center console.
For all the ingredients.
Yes. So you will have to. We're gonna make some dessert flatbread. So you've got some graham crackers. You've got some different flavors of Smucker's spreads, and then of course you've got to start off with some Nutella. We're gonna start off with some Nutella. So you will have to share the ingredients, but you can dual. I'll close that, and then you do of course have some marshmallows too. So if you leave a few marshmallows on the back seat, Gord, my kids will find them.
So you don't have a dog, do you?
Two of them actually. So we're good.
You're gonna love it.
So, but the best part is while you make things, you also have to still be able to talk. So it's just like really being back in the kitchen, right? The multitasking.
I'm gonna steal.
So while you guys are preparing your pizza in the car, Jeanette, you always surprise me. I have a question for both of you. We have seen a lot of social media right now coming into retail, Costco, different locations they're saying, as seen on TikTok. TikTok has recently opened restaurants or starting to open restaurants and using menu items that are on social media. Do you guys ever use social media to look at what products are out there right now to put on menus in your locations?
I don't. I'm not a social media guy, so I don't.
So this is really weird for Gord. Just saying. Yeah.
It's okay, Gord. You keep buttering that pizza there.
Yeah, I am. It's my baby.
Okay, it's awesome. Adrian, did you?
We'll use it. We'll use social media. I wouldn't say TikTok specifically, but a lot of it is seeing what trends are, but also based on
Sorry, no, I just want you to wear it.
And then also based on realistically, our competition is a big one. Like, what's our competition doing on this thing?
Oh,
We're doing this, and kind of vice versa. But I don't know if we're definitely not using TikTok trends as a way to, unfortunately, spark menu items. That's for sure. At least not at this moment.
Not at this moment.
No, but I always hear that term. Oh wow, that's Instagrammable.
Yeah.
Well, your dessert flatbread today is going to be Instagrammable.
Oh, for sure.
Good. There we go. Okay.
Is this like HACCP?
It's all HACCP approved. Yeah. Yeah, it's all HACCP approved, Chef.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's my hand sink? God damn it.
Hand
You want to
sink.
use strawberry or?
You can use whatever you like. I actually, if you really wanted to, if Jay wanted, we can stop and you can actually brown the
good Lord.
marshmallows if you want, but not in the front.
Have you guys ever seen this torch?
Now we're cooking.
So it is here. If you feel the dessert, we can
Like
pull
the
over.
biggest torch. There are
The
smaller
biggest
ones
torch.
for brulees. We have to get the
No.
biggest-
I don't mess around. I don't mess around.
I can do it just with a lighter.
He's gonna
Push in your lighter.
He's gonna use the lighter to cook the bottom of it. He's like,
Exactly.
No. So
So,
you can
now
you
that-
can do whatever you like there.
Another question for both of you chefs is that obviously desserts are a big area. Have you seen desserts come back since COVID? A lot more people buying desserts again? Or did you not see that fall off at all?
I don't think desserts fell off, in my opinion. Like, even for takeout,
Awesome.
we packaged it well enough that
I got it.
desserts held really well.
I get the mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're also one of the things that I would say consistently hold up for takeout. Like, you get a dessert, like, unless it's ice cream or gelato that we do, which we're not doing for takeout because that'll melt. But like, we do our mascarpone cheesecake, and then like that will hold very well when you get home and be just as good at the restaurant. So
Yeah, look at all those. Look at cookie subscription.
Yeah.
ads that come up. You know what I mean? I love that stuff.
Gord, you have a cookie?
What?
You have a cookie subscription?
No, I don't.
It's-
No, but I dig it though. I dig it. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
We
have
indulge
seen
in
a lot of
something.
this. Yeah, well, we have seen a lot of subscription models for food, right? And different companies playing with the subscription model, which is kind of crazy. But very cool, very innovative.
Spotify. Yeah.
And so, are you two prepared to compete yet soon or what? Here,
Oh, soon.
soon. Okay, no pressure. Take your time.
Just a little bit of pressure.
No.
Okay, we're turning.
Yeah, we're turning corners. Sorry, should have warned you when you've got,
Oh my God,
no marshmallows everywhere.
For your dog. I'll just blame it on the kids.
My kids are a little old to be blamed on that one, but the dogs will take care of it.
So, chefs, do you see, to staying on the topic of desserts, do you guys see desserts as individuals or still sharing? Do people share desserts more, or are they still buying them individually?
I see a lot of shareable desserts still. I mean, we do have both. Like, we've got desserts, at least restaurants I can speak for, that are individual, but we've got a lot of shareable. And the people that come out are comfortable enough to come out for dinner or lunch and they're together, I don't see a reason why they're not sharing desserts. I mean, appetizers are still a thing that sell really, really well, and those are shareable.
Yeah, I think after COVID and right now, you're seeing a lot of people kind of dive back into the world of sharing. They don't mind.
Nice.
That's kind of a nice, positive
Not
way
awkward?
to look at it because we were not there for so long.
Yeah.
The first time you had
So
an
the dessert
appetizer
shareable
to share. Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
that was weird. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that day.
The
It's the same dip.
The
Yeah.
appetizer to share. The first time you had one, like post-COVID, right?
Oh, yeah.
The worst of COVID.
It was, yeah.
And when that was an odd one to share, but it's nice to be back in that world where that's acceptable and encouraged.
Yeah, I think that you'll see people get more into the small plates and sharing their entire meals.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get the Bison torch there? Will that work?
It will
The
work.
Bison
Maybe
torch.
we want to pull over for it. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
no,
tell me.
Wait for
I
this
don't know.
thing.
I've never seen this thing before.
Let's not light anything on fire in the back
Gord
seat,
new
okay, Gord?
toys. Like he's just not doing like similar. What is
Is this like real fire or it's electric?
It's an electric torch, yes. Just let's not light anything on fire, okay?
It's gonna light me on fire. Oh,
He is
Oh,
too. He's
nice.
actually got it out in the back seat.
Well, there's no fire alarm in here.
No, there is not.
I'm not gonna.
the extinguisher is beside
Jay,
the freezer.
What have we started?
Exactly.
What have we
I
started?
don't know, but this is a first, Jeanette.
What have
Jeanette,
we
do you want to
started?
share
Smells
just
good.
what?
Oh, that smells good.
Is Jeanette? Is that the
Why am I looking at
Firestone
Gord's? Why did
flatbread?
he-
Yes, it is. Stonefire? Yes.
Stonefire, sorry.
Stonefire flatbread. We've got a little
Sauce.
Nutella
Yeah.
going on here. I haven't seen what Gord's doing, but I'm guessing we're in the same direction
Okay,
here.
yeah. So looking at his, I'm like, we didn't plan this, but why does his look similar to mine?
Oh,
Serious?
you've been looking
Same-
through your rear view mirror.
No, that's
He's been cheating.
Yeah.
So a little Stonefire flatbread, which is vegan. We've got some Nutella. Yes, it is vegan. The stone flatbread is. We've got a little graham cracker going on here, so a little campfire vibe, actually based on what Gord just did. It smells like campfire
That's
in
cool.
here. So that's awesome, getting some ambiance going. And we're now, looks like we're garnishing with some various different sauces, some caramel, some white chocolate, some
Strawberry.
chocolate, some strawberries, so they're making them look good.
Amazing. So chefs,
Show
can
them
we
off,
just,
but yes, I'm gonna
you
have to go
know,
over any more
a
bumps
lot of the
before Gord's got
times.
strawberries.
So I have a question for the chefs. Backgrounds. How long you guys been in the industry?
Oh, jeez, I don't.
yeah,
think
exactly.
Gord,
It's like telling my
like, is that well? Nah, you can always bend it a little bit.
Yeah, long time. How about that?
Good answer.
So I was like 14.
Since you were like 14,
Yeah.
Gord,
So-
how old were you?
Oh, yeah, I guess 14's a good age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14's a good age. You know what I mean? When Jeanette started.
We had to mail resumes.
Carrier.
So
pigeon,
what is
talk
what
about
is
it.
one of the biggest changes you've seen over your careers in the industry? So jump that one.
Biggest change, riding in the car with the vendor.
Minus the riding the car.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Biggest change.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough one. It's changed so much, especially in the last 2 years. It's been a
Well, it's just
Yeah.
probably COVID was something no one ever, like that was never gonna
I will say
touch our industry.
technology.
You think?
How
Technology?
much technology has adapted into what, like, back in the day when you're getting an order through a bill or a paper and a check
Mhm.
to everything's screen, recipes to screen to this to like input of this, everything. I think technology is a big piece, much more than people think. Even what we're using now, like our restaurants, we use induction for a lot of our pasta dishes. So it's like all induction,
Wow.
like little sounds, but also high heat, direct, but like less flames, like yeah, and it works just as efficient, if not more.
Do you have any locations that are flameless?
No, not completely flameless. I mean,
Okay.
we still cook with grills, for example, and whatnot. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah. I mean, it's specific to our dishes, and we found that those have been really efficient and accurate for the recipes we have. So yeah, technology, I think, has changed a bit.
It's got to have. It probably improves some overall costs as well, right, from the utilities perspective, because it's always a big piece, and no one ever thinks about when they have to run a restaurant.
Is this like Instagram?
I don't know.
They're comparing notes here.
Are they comparing?
I don't know. I like the way you raised the
TikTok.
graham cracker. You lift it up.
I
You
thought
got-
it'd
you're
be
gonna-
something different.
You have to hold
Instead
yours
of,
up.
like,
Show
Okay,
Jay.
let's see. Let's
Show
see.
Jay. Yeah.
Let's see
Yeah,
here.
let's compare. I'll go
My
slow so you can
marshmallows
show.
are bleeding.
How hot was that torch?
Yeah, see, that's good.
That's
Eh?
good.
Try to cauterize them.
There. Come up. There you go. There you go.
Hilarious.
Caramel.
Oh my god, that looks awesome actually.
Glaze.
Very
I
cool.
tried to raise the graham crackers tastes enough.
Yes, just he's adding some dimension. Adrian's adding some dimension to his apparently.
That's
We got
awesome.
Toasty in the background, so we're good. We're good.
Toasty.
No, I'm gonna go like
very good torch.
You're going au naturel? Is that what you're doing? Okay, fair enough.
Awesome. So last question as we wrap up today's show. And first of all, thank you both for joining Jeannette. Jeannette, you always kill me at what you do here. We always, we inspire a lot of young chefs and a lot of people going into the industry. What's one advice you would say to young chefs or people wanting to get into the industry right now that they should be aware of?
Don't ever get in the car.
Don't get in the car.
Don't get in the car with the vendor. No. Honestly, what would you say? You want more chefs? You need more chefs? What would you tell them? What do you tell them?
Yeah, that's
do it. Do it.
Jeannette, did you plan the Cisco truck behind you?
I didn't, ironically.
Shut up.
No.
I mean, it's if you try it out and you work in a restaurant and you love what you love, I mean, it only gets harder as you move up, but I think it's worth it, especially if you're passionate about food, passionate about the industry. Like I would say restaurants are not just about like if you're cooking food or you're serving guests, it's kind of like what you said, the atmosphere, right? Like the overall, right, experience. And that experience is what helps, what helped me continue to be in restaurants, right? There are a lot of tough times you had in restaurants and kitchens, but the experience with everything has helped. Yeah.
There's a certain atmosphere, I think a certain kind of person that kind of thrives in it. But is that a conversation I actually had with Gord while we were waiting to kidnap Adrian was that I mean there's an organized chaos to it all, and if you can thrive in that environment, even working in a restaurant, regardless of whether you stay long term, make a career of it or not, those are skills you will never learn anywhere else. And they are so useful, learning to adapt in the moment, thrive in the chaos, get creative. All of those skills are all things that are adaptable in any industry. So whether you love it and stick with it for life or learn along the way, it's still worth the adventure, because for the last 2 years, we lost a lot of enthusiasm for the restaurant world because the restaurants weren't open, weren't busy, and we need them all back.
Absolutely.
We need them all back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what it would be like not working in a restaurant, so I'm not a good person to ask, but anyway. But no 2 days are the same.
No.
It's very good. It's exciting.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's got its moments for sure. Love it.
First of all, thank you. I love that, and I think that's one thing that we enjoy about the industry as well. It's definitely never the same every day. And I bet you guys didn't know you were going to be in a car at the beginning of this week either.
Well, I did.
You did.
Well,
Adrian didn't know he was going to
get
kicked.
Friday you did. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I didn't think I was going to be making something in the car. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I
You
like
like
to
that?
leave an impression, Adrian.
I do.
I like to leave an
Awesome.
impression, right, Jay? We always do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both. And Jeannette, thanks again for, I don't know, is this number 4? I was trying to figure out earlier if this was number 4 Foodies in Cars.
Can we ask who the
Are we
owners
on
were?
a series here?
Yes, you're part of a series. Did you not know? This isn't just a one-off.
No,
Yeah.
you told me that.
Who were the other chefs? Can we find out? Anyone you know?
I can.
Anything-
There could be some that you know. I'd
This could be a
probably
few.
talk about that after. There could be
Yeah.
a few that you know. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, all of you. And Jeannette, make sure you drive them home.
Yes.
back to
I
the
won't
restaurant.
Well, at least they have food. If I drop them off,
Exactly.
they've got food. They're not going to go hungry.
Yeah, and guess
So-
what? We drop you off randomly somewhere, and you have to
What's our
walk home.
field?
Exactly.
Really.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks so much. Enjoy your pizzas as well.
All right.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.
We'll see you guys later. To everyone else, we'll be back again tomorrow with our Howling Moons podcast show with Chef Mr. Bannock. Chef Paul's going to be on the show. And then also Robert Irvine is dropping by on Thursday with his new book. And we're going to have a great show with Chef Irvine and have a great chat with him and stuff like that. And then Friday, we wrap up with our protein show with really looking at new cuts to help you out in the industry. So awesome stuff. And thanks, everyone. And that was Foodies in Cars. We'll chat later. Cheers.